We are live. And Tyler, what an exciting night of basketball. Bro, can you imagine building your franchise around Zion Williamson?
He looked fat yesterday.
And you know what's even more disgusting? That team beat my favorite team, the Sacramento Kings. How hopeless are we?
Yeah. It's just one of those things,
gosh.
too. Whenever that dude's motivated, he's going to look great. But he's not motivated, and the Pelicans aren't going to pull the trigger to trade him because if you trade him somewhere and then he motivates himself, you look like an idiot.
The thing is, he's going to have to be the number two. He's going to have to be the number two. It's just like AD all over again. Like,
I'm not 100% sure he has to be the number two.
He's never going to be a leader. He needs a guy like AD would have had a crappy career unless he had LeBron basically teaching him how to be a professional. Right? He would have been one of those big disappointments if he would have stayed in New Orleans his whole career. Zion's the same way. Like, who's gonna tell him to be a pro?
Yeah. I mean, on that team right now, the only person that could really tell him anything would be CJ, but I don't think they're listening to him.
Who would listen to CJ?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I'm trying, Jennifer. So, and then it was just such a disgusting night for me as a Kings fan. And then watching the guy we traded away. Oh my gosh. That guy is so good. Congratulations to the Indiana Pacers there, huh?
Yeah. It was never going to work with you guys, though. You had to get rid of him. It was one or the other.
Traded Fox.
Yeah. But Gene's guys weren't going to trade that contract, so.
But, bro, I mean, if you look at, like, we got, like, Dusty Sabonis for freaking Tyrese Halliburton.
It's both won in the end.
We didn't win. We're going to regret this.
Maybe
5 years from now, Sabonis is going to be. What's that?
I said maybe like 10 years from now, but like these guys got in the playoffs last year. We're a 3 seed, took the defending champs to Game 7. Probably make the playoffs again this year. Sabonis probably walks around at like
first round again this year.
12 and 6. Like it's an instant playoff berth for a team that couldn't get themselves out of the top 6 in the lottery.
Yeah,
you're not buying championships up in Sacramento spread. You got to take the playoff berth.
All right, you're right. I'm just being in a pissy mood because I'm disappointed because once again, the rich and powerful won. How inspiring. Whoop-de-doo. All right, let's dive into tonight, Tyler. The only thing that's going to snap me out of this funk is winning some NBA bets. We didn't play a bet yesterday. Still kind of getting used to this in-season tournament. Overall, like, what did you think?
I thought the games were really good. I mean, pace is definitely slowing down in these games as the defense is ticking up. First game, they still had a lot of points, but it didn't get to that total they had set in the second game. I mean, once the Lakers opened the game up, the pace died. So I kind of lean unders in these games, but the competitiveness has been very entertaining.
The one thing I'm going to note is for that Vegas, just fade immature teams, right? Like the Pelicans, that should have been.
I'm going to agree and disagree with that statement because the Pacers are pretty young.
But they're mature. Like the difference between Tyrese Halliburton and Zion Williamson is a human being.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Tyrese Halliburton's like the type of person that you'd want your kids to look up to. You'd want your daughter to date, all the good stuff, right? Zion, give me a break.
He's down to 19-1 to win MVP.
Who?
Halliburton.
I know he's number 6 on NBA.com right now.
Uh-huh.
Did you place the bet?
Yeah.
Are you able to cash out for positive money yet?
Not right now. It still might cash out for what I bet it at. But you know what he's going to end up winning? He's going to do the John Moran. He's going to go take that most improved player.
Yeah. I could see that. And
he's already plus 550. The only 2 guys in front of him are Şengün and Maxey. If he's an all-star starter, they make the playoffs, he's going to win most improved.
Yeah. And congratulations to Indiana because, they're like a long-suffering fan base that deserves it as well. So I'm happy for him to be on a better organization. You don't have that idiot Vivek Ranadive running your organization.
We got to talk about this real quick, too. Our guy Richie Small said, I think the Bucks coach is in over his head. I was listening to a podcast of guys that were at the game last night spread. They said when they would call timeouts, Giannis would sit on the scorer's table for about 20 seconds. His brother would come over, say this, and this. And with like about 5 seconds to go before the timeout's over, Giannis comes over to the huddle, talks to the guys for a split second, and then play resumes. So it's like, you're not involved in the huddles with your team. Like, we all know Dame's going to do his own thing. There's another sequence where Bobby Portis said something to Giannis they were on the free throw line, and Giannis was getting subbed out, and Giannis yelled back to Bobby, was like, yeah, would love to do that, but I'm getting subbed out. And you could just tell he was pissed by his body language. Walked right past Griffin. You know how coaches always and their players always just slap high fives as they pass each other. He just right past him like he wasn't there. So you handpick the guy and it already seems like you're out on him. That's not good.
It's just one of those things where everyone calls for these coaches' heads, right? I mean, how much? And when we were doing this show,
for his head, it's
Budenholzer.
Oh,
everyone thought, we got to get rid of Budenholzer. You can only get rid of him if you have someone better. And I think that the signs of this were there early in the season with that Terry Stotts deal. The fact that Terry Stotts went to help him out and quit right off the bat, let me know. I mean, right? It's one thing, hey, the old guy can't connect with the young guy, but when the old guy is saying, hey, this isn't how you run things.
Yeah, it's like, that's not good.
Yeah. I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us today. I see Robert in here. He wants that cat. Jonathan Nelson, I'm sure you're happy. Whoop-de-doo. The rich and powerful win again. I hope you're happy. Richie Smalls in here. Richie, you stopped reminding us to hit the thumbs up, but I'll do it for you. Hit the thumbs up for us. Don Pla is in it. Is that Pla? Playa Vampire? How do we say that? Don P in the chat. Fila, I mean, it's so obvious. He says LeBron running faster than just about everyone on the floor. Love to see the steroids he takes. It's so obvious. I mean, it's just so crazy how Barry Bonds is kicked out of baseball and LeBron is celebrated. We already talked about the Bucks coach being into it over his head. Robert says Halliburton is the best point guard in the NBA, but injuries will get him as always. Don't wish that on Tyrese. He's a good young man. He says Bucks have the worst defense. Well, we'll be talking about the worst defense tonight, Robert, and it's not going to be the Bucks. Let's see who else is in here. Robert, save the Tomlin slander for the next show. You guys can all kick me while I'm down at 4 p.m. Eastern on Nuke the House. Everybody hit that like, says Richie Smalls, and Don P is in the house. Tyler, anything more from last night? I mean, other than the results, this in-season tournament's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been very fun. Tomorrow night's game is going to be very fun, too.
No, it's not. It's going to be disgusting.
It'd probably just take the Lakers in the end, but I'm very, very interested to see how this pace and this young team, like how LeBron combats it. Like, is he just, if he's not able to just grab the ball and just slow the entire game down, like, could this be the spot where it's like, oh shit, young guys are just running right past me and I can't keep up? Like, I don't think so. I don't think the Pacers are going to be able to defend and get the rebounds. I think it's a monster matchup for Anthony Davis. That perimeter defense that they have now, we'll see. I've underestimated the Pacers all year. So I just think just watching that Bucks game, it's like you're playing the try hard guy at practice. Like, you score the layup and like the Bucks were like jogging back in transition to like turn around on defense. And the Pacers are already like laying the ball in on the other end. So it's like,
but that's where the Lakers' improved depth is going to help them so much.
I think I think it's one of those spots where it's like, if LeBron doesn't have all these guys on the same page, which it looks like he does, but
he does though.
You never know what could happen. Like, if AD just goes out there, it's like, I'm just going to have him game. Like, I'm just not going to show up tonight. Miles Turner's good enough to slow him down a little bit. Like, that could just be a spot where LeBron's like, I need you to step it up. We are in a tight game. And he's like, I can't. I don't have it tonight.
And it just shows when all these spoiled Lakers fans were calling for Darvin Ham's heads. Look what happened in Milwaukee, right?
You get
switching the coach isn't always an upgrade.
You get a little extra.
Hey, and we're going to be talking about that on the next show, Tyler. Remember that. Bookmark that.
You get a little extra motivation for LeBron, though. Benny Matherin on the other side after talking about he could stop LeBron. It's like, he remembers that statement.
I mean, the motivation is going to be there no matter what.
He wants his 500K.
It's just like bulletin board material for the Super
Yeah, but
Bowl,
it's bulletin board material for a guy that's been in the league 20 years. Sometimes you need the bulletin board material to be like, all right, I'm going to try.
He does not need it for this. All right. I mean, Lakers -4. You want to just talk about it right now, and then we'll do today's slate because we're not going to do a show tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I kind of want to bet the under.
You can't bet it under in a Pacers game.
I'm going to let the total keep moving up, but I'm probably going to
It's 240 right now. What do you think it closes at? I say 246.
Somewhere, yeah, 245, 247, somewhere in there.
Yeah. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I would love to place that bet and lose it, but I think the Lakers -4 is the play. I just don't think the Pacers are going to have the size.
I mean, outside of AD, it's like, where do you need size at?
What do you mean?
Like, they're not sending out two bigs like to just dominate the floor.
But they're going to be bigger at every position.
They just played Milwaukee, who's a bigger team than LA, and they had no troubles with them. They beat them twice this year.
That's a good point.
I think Giannis is a little bit more of a difficult guard than AD. Like, AD's going to get his, but like Giannis is going to come at you like a freight train. I feel like smaller guys are going to have more trouble with that.
So do you like Pacers +4?
I haven't decided on the side yet, but I can see them keeping this a lot closer than people expected.
Just after watching what they did to the Pelicans, I'm like, this team is on point right now. And you know he's got these guys treating it like a freaking
That Pelicans team hit Vegas a little too early.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll bet you LeBron said, here, I got this room for Saturday night. Everything's on me. You MFers, stay in your rooms until Saturday night.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and they listen to him. And that's what I'm saying. Zion needs a guy like that. Because he's not. I mean, we sent him to the town with the best escorts and the best buffets. What did we think was going to happen?
Are you not? If you were on that team, well, I mean, I know you wouldn't listen to him because you hate him, but like, if you don't listen to LeBron and you're on his team, guess what happens in
you get
February?
Traded.
Yeah, he trades your ass because
he's the GM.
LeBron, the small forward. He is LeBron, the GM. And he is LeBron, the head coach. So might as well own the team too.
I mean, yeah. All right, we ready to dive in tonight? Well, let me know what you decide on tomorrow. And I haven't run the projections yet. What do you think the projections will say?
Lakers.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's going to skew, especially with the last 5 in there. And how much did they win by last night?
Like 30-something.
Yeah, because I have last 5 in there. All right. Let's dive right in, Tyler. The Toronto, we're going to disagree a lot today. I like hella dogs today.
We'll see.
Answer? Okay.
Yeah, he's probably going to be on a lot of games that I just scroll right past. I can tell you that much.
Wait, on all these big spreads, I like the dogs a lot. Toronto Raptors are -5.5. They're in Charlotte taking on the Hornets. The total's 222. We had fun slandering the Raptors. They couldn't get it done for us the other night. To me, it's Hornets or pass. But of all these games where I'm taking the points, I don't really like this one that much. If you really like the Hornets, I'm fine with that there. I have this game projected as only a 2-point win, 2.5-point win there for the Toronto Raptors. I have this game slightly going over. Look at a couple of the trends here in this game. Toronto 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against Charlotte. And the total's gone under in 4 of the last 5 when they played Toronto and Charlotte in Charlotte. But Charlotte has gone over in 12 of their last 17 games. We're looking at against the spread numbers here. And let me refresh this because it probably hasn't changed since the last time I looked. But just in case, the Raptors are 10-10-1 against the spread. And the Hornets are 6-12-1 against the spread, as well as the woeful 2-7-1 against the spread. So, Tyler, my projections like the Hornets. If I had to play it, that's what I would. I think I'm fine staying away with it. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a very long-winded way of saying we're staying away from it because I'm not touching a Raptors or a Hornets game. So on to the next one.
Well, at least we gave the people the information they needed if they want to venture out there on their own. Okay, I don't like this big spread. Here's a big spread that I don't like. The Detroit Pistons are +11 They're taking on the Orlando Magic. The total is 228.5. I have this game projected as a 13-point win for the Magic, and I have this game at 223. So I like the under, and that's because I believe the Magic are an under team, or an over team. They're 11-9-1 to the over. But let me scroll down. The Pistons. Oh wow, they're 12-9 to the over. I thought they were more of an under team. Okay. The Magic, the best team in the NBA against the spread. They are 15-6 against the spread. The Pistons have come in at 8-12-1 against the spread. If you think about it, they've been objectively the worst team in the league. So they are covering some of these numbers. My guess is you're not going to jump in here, Tyler. To me, this is one where I don't want to take the points. It's Magic or pass. I guess I should bring up the injury report too, because it actually does matter in this game. There's no Wendell Carter, no Fultz, no Jonathan Isaac, and no Jalen Suggs here. Wow. And they're still laying 11. Your thoughts, Tyler?
Yeah, no way I'm touching the side in this game. It would be under, and that is it for me in this one.
You like the under? Projections like the under. Do we want to make that a play?
We will talk about that after the show.
Here's my concern there. Obviously, my projections like the under, but we're losing 3 really good defenders here. Suggs, Isaac, and Carter. Also, Duran's out on the other side.
Yeah, that's why I was getting ready to say we will talk about that play later on after we finalize everything. No need to snap bet it.
I don't think we're going to get there. Right, just giving them a spoiler.
You got to send the people to the website for some reason, Spray. Quit giving them all the information.
I'm here for the people, guys. I'm a man of the people. That's why I don't have an iPhone. The Atlanta Hawks are +9. They're in Philadelphia taking on the 76ers. The total's 235. Tyler, could be a superstar subtraction spot because Trae Young is not in the lineup. And before you argue with me, yeah, maybe Trae isn't a superstar. He hasn't been playing that well this year. So basically, you're getting free points for a guy who has not been super expensive. This was only 7.5. He's only worth 1.5 to the line right now. So the market's kind of adjusted there. My projections, of course, I did them with Trae, though. I didn't realize he was going to sit. And I had the Sixers winning by 8. I had this game landing at 230. So it went to the under, but we already know the flaw in my model is that I'm not projecting these scores high enough. So that's not an auto bet there. Looking at some of these trends, the total has gone under in 6 of Atlanta's last 7 trips to Philadelphia and 9 of the last 12 against each other overall. Yet the total's gone over in Philly's last 5 home games. Tyler, I like the points here.
I think I'm staying away from this one.
I got to bet it by myself, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
Just talk to me, though. You're not joining me, but do you need to warn me here? Am I walking into something?
Yeah, I don't see why we want to back Atlanta on the road without their point guard, which is going to change their entire offense against a team that's been very dominant.
We get DeJounte Murray to step in. And
I get that, but they are on the road. They are a shitty road team.
They're a shitty team overall. They're the worst team against the spread in the league.
You got to factor some other things in here outside of superstar subtraction. I mean, maybe 9's a little too many, but I'm not running to bet the Hawks. I think there's way better spots on this board.
All right. I like the Hawks. I like the under. What do you think of the under?
I'm staying away from that under. The Hawks play no defense. Even though Trae Young's out, it slows them down a little bit, but they can still score points, and Philly's going to put up points in bunches.
All right.
It was 240.
We did not come to an agreement.
We have it listed 245 on the sheet. It's 234 now. So,
yeah, we lost all the value.
Yeah.
So it dropped 6 points off Trae being out.
That and probably everyone betting the under.
It makes sense, though, because number one, he's one of the better shooters in the league. And number two, that's a defensive person that Philly can't attack. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes their defense better. All right. Let's keep it moving. The Washington Wizards are +9.5. They're in Brooklyn. They're taking on the Nets. The total is 240. Tyler, once again, man, this is one that it's too many points. It's too many points, and I know the Wizards suck. I know the Wizards suck. But let's look at them ATS. On the road, they're 8-4 against the spread. It's because they're catching these huge numbers. And I know Brooklyn's been a great team. They're 6-2. No, 9-2-1 against the spread at home so far. So we have trends to argue to take both teams. But I still think I like Washington here. And I know you're going to tell me that they're terrible and this and that. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 on the road. The total's gone under 4 of the last 5 times they played each other. Yet Brooklyn is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 against Washington. So I guess I'm kind of arguing against myself here. The final thing that I will say is when I look at this injury report, Daniel Gafford's a game time decision. Johnny Davis is out. Who cares? Some guy named Ryan Rollins is out. Landry Shaman is out, and DeLon Wright's out. Ben Simmons and Lonnie Walker out for the Nets. I like the points. You're going to tell me I'm stupid, Hub.
I feel like you're conditioning me for the next show when you're going to try and get me to bet all these bad quarterbacks by trying to bet on all the bad NBA teams early. Like, again, we have a huge slate. There's 13 games. Why the hell are we trying to bet the worst team in the league? Cool, they're catching 9 points.
I didn't bet Detroit.
Detroit, Washington, Charlotte, they all
Detroit is the low basement of the league.
Suck. Like, yeah, Detroit didn't win a game in a month, but they all
maybe the
suck.
Spurs.
They just suck in different ways. I mean, maybe they cover the 9.
Is Brooklyn really be ready to lay 10, though?
Probably not. But could Washington walk on the floor and just dilly-dally all game and lose the game by 20? Yeah. And I just don't see someone that's going to lead them and just keep them in games. They're basically playing street ball. It's you pray to God Kuzma and Poole can shoot in an open gym and make you shots to keep this within 10 points. Again, 13-game slate, a lot of spots. I'd rather not bet a shitty team like this.
Isn't there some rock song called I Walk Alone?
Yeah.
I feel like I should be singing that right now, but I don't really know the words. Tyler refusing to join me once again with another one of my sharp money-making picks. Good thing I'm here to give this to the people, Tyler. The Cleveland Cavaliers are -1 in Miami, taking on the Heat. The total is 222. I love Miami here. Are they good enough for you to bet on? Tyler, Cleveland 4-1 in their last 5 on the road. Total's gone over 8 of the last 10 times that Cleveland traveled to take Miami. But Miami is 22-2 in this last 24 games at home against Cleveland. Total's gone over in 5 of Miami's last 6 home games. For my projections, where are we at? I have this game at 112 to 110 for the Miami Heat. When I look at the injury report, no Bam Adebayo, no Tyler Hero, no Haywood Highsmith, Duncan Robinson, a game-time decision. On the other side, Evan Mobley, game-time decision. Ty Jerome, Karis LeVert, Ricky Rubio, all out. Tyler, I want the Miami Heat. Are they good enough for us to bet on?
As long as Mobley's out. If Mobley's in, I think that's just too much size down low.
Oh, my gosh.
They have no size.
What's his name? Who's O. Robinson?
Orlando Robinson. Good luck.
Sounds good to me.
6'9"
Heat
center.
culture.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I like the Heat here, but I need that information on Mobley first. If he's out, I'm on the Heat. If he's in, I lean the Heat, probably stay away.
I'm betting the Heat. I'm gonna have so much money at risk tonight, Tyler.
I can tell. You're gonna bet every game as we go through.
Yeah, I am. I could lose all my money tonight. I could be coming to you from freaking what those RVs they put on the side of the road on Monday, Tyler. Jason Graham. I knew it. I should have known. I'm a wrestling guy. I Walk Alone is Batista's theme song from WWE. I definitely can't play that on the show, though, Tyler. They'll copyright the heck out of us. Don P's against me, Tyler. He's on Cavs money line. Don P, let me know why. And we'll check in that real soon. But let's keep it moving, Tyler. The Minnesota Timberwolves are -6 in Memphis, taking on Desmond Bane, the newest 49er. And their total's 213.5. Gimme. I want more points. Let's go, Tyler.
You're taking the Grizzlies right here?
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go get a shower and wait for the NFL show to start. What are we doing? Like, are we just taking every dog on the board and praying to God that all the dogs cover?
No. Well,
What's your reasoning here? Because they're Anthony Edwards back. Like, there's still guys out from Memphis. They're not going to be able to rebound. They're not going to be able to score at the rim. What the hell makes you want to take Memphis here?
Timberwolves 3-5-1 on the road against the spread. The Grizzlies. Well, I guess that doesn't really help me. 3-6 at home against the spread.
Yeah, no. Like, no.
I just think they're playing better. They started off so bad. They're starting to find something.
I can maybe be enticed to like, oh, well, let's bet this shitty team against this average team. There ain't a fucking shot in hell I'm betting a shitty team against a title contender. With 5 points, maybe 15. 5? No shot.
6. I got 6. It's plus 6 on both my.
I need 15.
I'll take Grizzlies plus 15.
No. We are not betting the fucking Memphis Grizzlies against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I feel like I woke up in a dream with the way you're trying to bet all these shitty teams.
Maybe, dude. I think yesterday just ruined me, Tyler.
Yeah, because you watched the Lakers win. Now you want to bet
the Lakers won. Tomlin lost.
This isn't good.
At least Don P's with me on the Grizzlies.
No. This has got Dallas, Utah written all over it from a couple days ago where everyone was like, oh, maybe Utah can cover this game. And they got fucking pounded by about like 55.
No way.
Who's stopping Ant Edwards? Who's stopping Gobert? Who's stopping Cat?
All right,
this guy above me to my right, or wherever he is over here, isn't coming back tonight to save the day and cover that 5.5. So it's not happening.
All right, Tyler. I like a favorite. Are you ready?
Let's hear it.
The Oklahoma City Thunder host the Golden State Warriors. The Thunder are laying 3 points. The total's what?
I was like, finally, you got a spot where I could be like, we are locked in here. It doesn't feel like you looked at the computer screen and went, I'm going to be a lot different than everybody today.
No,
I feel like we're playing DFS. You're like, I'm getting all the underdogs today, and I'm going to fucking ship the slate.
I think yesterday broke me, Tyler. I think I'm going mad. All right. Let me break down this game for you guys. Actually, my projections did not love this pick here. By the way, my projections only had a 4-point win for the T-Wolves, Tyler. Oh, wait, no. They did like the Thunder here. I got this game coming in at 117 to 113. I do not want to bet that under, though. I know that's a flaw of my model that I'm under projecting the total scores. The totals have gone over in the last 5 times these teams have faced. Golden State actually 5-1 in their last 6 trips to Oklahoma City. But Oklahoma City 6-1 ATS in their last 7 home games. Tyler, I'm on the Thunder. Because first of all, right, I gave out the 5-1 straight up in their last 6 on OKC. They haven't played in OKC this season, right?
Yeah, it's all been like, even if they did, I believe it was early in the year. Yeah,
it's pre-chat, right? When this is a small team too, that kind of was like the Warriors light, right? With an awesome point guard and a bunch of guys surrounding them. With Chet back in there, and let me make sure he's playing. I mean,
he's playing. The only guy on the injury report is Chris Paul with a Q.
Yeah, there's no one on this injury report. I see Gary Payton out for the Warriors. I like the Thunder here, man. I think they're an up-and-coming team. I think this number is where it is because of the pedigree and the accomplishments of the Warriors. And they have arguably the best player on the floor. But I think, we do this all the time. The Thunder have, like, all the other good players. I know Draymond Green helps a lot for this Warriors team. But the way Chet's playing right now, the versatility of Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey's been terrible.
You mean Josh Giddey?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to make those jokes, but the idea that
did you see I forget who it was a couple nights ago. He'd catch the ball in the 3 line and they would just leave him. They're like, figure it out, buddy. Like,
yeah, because I mean, I was saying this stuff's got to mess with your head. He probably went from being like, I say the same thing about Deshaun Watson. Everybody trying to talk to him everywhere he goes.
Even like Chet, for instance, they were boys. on Instagram, Chet had a bunch of pictures with Giddey. Like,
and he deleted them all.
Deleted them all. You know, he walked into the facility the next day and everyone's just like side-eyeing him. He's like, no one wants to talk to him.
Must be
They put
weird,
the rookies next to him at his locker so they don't got to talk to him.
Yeah. And I don't know where it goes from there.
I thought before that even came out, like all that stuff, I thought he didn't fit anymore with Chet in there. Like,
he never fit to begin with. It's almost like a Tyrese Fox situation where they both need the ball to be effective.
He needs the ball in his hands, but you are not taking it out.
But I don't know if he's good enough.
No, he's not. He would be a what's the best way to put this?
Like the only place he could start would be like a crappy team like Detroit.
The way I could, like, if he was your starting point guard, he'd be like Luka if Luka couldn't score or rebound. So it's like, all right, you could just pass and dribble. Like, that's it.
Like Ricky Rubio?
Yeah, he can't shoot. That's a better example. Ricky Rubio. That's literally what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean.
I feel like the Thunder -3. What do you think?
I love the Thunder -3 here. I mean.
I wish we had something where we can make the whole place applause.
I kept having to tell you there was better games on the slate. I mean, this is just one of the ones. Like, come in, bet the Thunder. I mean, I know you said maybe Steph's the best player on the floor. Maybe like last year or the year before, but I think SGA is better than him now at this point. So,
I know, but it's so close it doesn't matter.
It's close. I mean, you're picking hairs at that point, but I'm taking SGA. He dogged Steph in the matchup earlier this year. I could see him dogging him again. Chet's going to have a good game. They have the depth. They have the wing pieces. It's OKC for me.
Yeah. And we're going to ride this team this year because if these teams become contenders like the Kings last year, Memphis a couple years ago, games. The regular season means a ton. This team is trying to prove itself. And they have a great opportunity tonight. Don P says how you like the under 18.5 for Giddey.
Yeah, we playoffs, like it really doesn't matter because all you got to do is win one away game and you flip home court. But just to initially start series in your home court, I feel like this team's going to try and gun for a top 3 to 4 seed.
And when you already have the habits ingrained and you've done them year after year, you can choose times to coast.
Yep.
The thing with the Thunder, the Kings, right? These up-and-coming teams, not the Grizzlies, but think of them a year or two ago. They're still building those habits, so they have to do it night in and night out. And the coaches even know that. I think Darvin Ham knows I can get some sloppy games out of this team, and it's not the end of the world. Where Mike Brown knows I got to teach these guys night in and night out. You know, they have to do these things correctly. So I like taking these teams that are still establishing themselves.
And it's also like, you're the up-and-coming Western Conference team. Which team do you like to beat up on to make a statement? The team that's dominated the conference for the last 8 years.
And even though we don't value the Warriors like they do, in the players' minds, they still do. In the players' minds,
I've heard multiple, like how like we're already out. Like we're like, all right, this team, they're like they still got Steph, but they're not competing for a title as they're constructed.
Yeah,
right now.
That's too bad.
I hear people on that side of the argument like cross them off. They're just another team at this point. I hear people, it's like, I wouldn't do that just so fast.
Because I think the most recent championship, we did that for most of the year. And then around March, our eyes kind of opened like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I just don't know if they can go back to the well with Clay.
They got to make a trade. They would have to make a trade.
You know what was crazy, though? I looked up Clay's defensive stats aren't as bad as I've been making them out to be. So this is where sometimes the eye test and us not watching every single game can hurt us. So
I still think they got to make a trade.
I just don't think they will, though, because I think Steph's like married to Clay in a basketball.
I'm not saying Clay's got to get traded, but like maybe you package Kuminga and another piece and you use a pick and go.
At this point, what's Kuminga worth, a second rounder?
No, I mean
they ruined his value.
Yeah. Maybe you package Kuminga and Moody. Like you got to get somebody else in there with these guys. They're not winning the way they're constructed.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul's contract will probably have to go out.
Like if the Western playoffs started right now with the way this Golden State team's constructed,
they're gonna lose in the first round unless they played us.
Even if they don't, there's like 4 or 5 teams. I don't think they could beat. I don't think they could beat Minnesota. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I think they lose in the first round unless they just got a gift matchup like they did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up to our guy Eric Rosas? Eric, what do you think? PBC on Amazon Prime, will that help the boxing world? Love to hear your thoughts. He also says Chet is a Minnesota boy. It doesn't happen often in the NBA. So congratulations for you. I loved him as a rookie, and then I was kind of out on him after that injury, and I've been eating my words all year. He plays great. He's fun to watch, and it's good to see another small market team do well. Tyler, let's keep it going. See if we can find some more agreement. The Chicago Bulls are -2 in San Antonio, taking on the Spurs. The total is 224. Tyler, I had this game like 113, 111 for the Bulls, landed on 224. My game projected it exactly where this is. I don't have a take here. Do you?
It's ugly. Yeah, I probably don't bet this game. Like, if this was the only game, I maybe pull the trigger on the Spurs. Like, it's
really?
ugly.
I would think that if I had to bet it, I would take the Bulls. Just because even though they suck, they beat the crappy teams when they play them.
Yeah, they do. But, like, I think this is a spot where it's like the Spurs are frustrated with the way they're losing games. Like, you could see Victor.
But what can they do? They're not that good.
They're not, but neither are the Bulls. This is a game they could easily win. Like, Victor could have a very good game against a stone-footed Vucevic. I think this could be a lot closer than people expect, but I probably end up staying away from this.
Well, I'm glad you don't want to play it because we completely disagree. If I had to play it, I'd take the Bulls, but I'm fine staying away. The Houston Rockets are +8.5. They're in Denver taking on the Nuggets. The total is 221.5. My projections have this game as a 11-point win for the Nuggets, so it likes the Nuggets to blow out the Rockets. Some of the trends go that way as well. Denver's 5-0 in their last 5 games at home against Houston, although Houston is 11-2-2 against the spread in their last 15 games. But let's be careful there, Tyler, because a lot of those games have been at home. Now I go resort and I go against the spread and I look at their away record. Oh, so wait, the Rockets are 8-1-1 at home and 3-4-1 on the road. So even though that one trend is going to say, hey, the Rockets have been great against the spread, it's because they've had a majority of their games at home. They've been the more rested team a lot of times, and they're really using that home court advantage to their advantage. So, Tyler, I don't like the points here. How do you feel about that? I would lay it with the Nuggets. 9 might be too much. 8.5 might be too much. I don't want to get involved, but if we do, I'm taking the Nuggets here. I'm not taking the points.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that you want to take a 9.5 with the Wizards and you want to take points with the Grizzlies. But you don't want to take points with the Rockets versus a Nuggets team. Like, yeah, they're getting their guys back, but they haven't looked the same. They look like they're almost coasting. This isn't like a fatigue spot where it's like, oh, Houston's coming in off a couple games on the road and then they roll into Denver. Like, they didn't play yesterday. They're going to come in.
Yeah, but can you pull up their results and just only pull up the road games?
Yeah, but I feel like that's also like just like trying to filter, like you're trying to filter out to force yourself to bet the Nuggets. Like,
no, I'm trying to do what we always do and find out which teams we fade on the road. So the Rockets lost by 10 against the Lakers. They lost by 10 in Denver. So
that was a scheduled loss. I'm almost positive I remember that one.
Yeah, it probably was. They lost by 6 against Dallas. They lost by 5 against the Warriors. They lost by 1 against the Lakers. That was their last cup. Okay, so I guess they did cover 3 of their last 6 road games. But they covered 3, and then they lost 3. So it depends on how you sort it. They're either 3-3 against the spread in their last 6 on the road, or 0-3 against the spread in their last 3 on the road. I like the Nuggets, but you really like the Rockets here, huh?
I think it's too many points. They match up well. They have.
How did this happen today? Do they match up well?
On the side of the bed. You woke up on the side of the bed that makes you want to bet Memphis and Washington. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed. The right side of the bed says, take this dog.
Oh, my gosh.
I just think it's too many points. Like, yeah, Jokic could crush Şengün. I give the coaching advantage to the Rockets. They're going to play good defense. I think 10's a little bit too many.
Yeah, I disagree. All right. Well, Jamal Murray's questionable, right?
Yes.
This line
actually, he's probable he's playing. He's going to play.
Okay. I just think with the Lakers getting all this attention, this might be a good spot for the Nuggets to remind everyone that they're the best team. Okay, we disagree, Tyler. What else is new? This is the NBA Rundown. Hit that thumbs up button. Nuke the house YouTube channel. The LA Clippers are minus 7.5. They're in Utah taking on the Jazz. The total is 224.5. Tyler, my projections have this game as a 6-point Clipper win. They have this game coming in at 229. So slight lean to the over. When I look at the trends in this game, the total's gone under in 9 of the last Clippers 12 games, but it has gone over 5 of their last 7 trips to Utah. Utah 5-0 against their spread in their last 5 at home against the Clippers. But we talk about this being a tough scheduling spot, and that's not the case tonight. So that's why I'm not going to argue for taking the points with the crappy Jazz team. I'm not playing. Okay, Don P took it. This is a crazy day. Nobody's agreeing on anything.
Dude, I'm
Probably
skipping
good.
this game.
Yeah, let's skip it.
Like my brain tells me to take the points with the Jazz without marking.
But we're not getting that fatigue that we usually get.
Yeah, without the fatigue, without marking, I can't pull that trigger.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving. We're going good, and we got the next show starting in 6 minutes, so might be like 2 minutes for later that. The Dallas Mavericks are minus 9 in Portland, taking on the Blazers. Total 231.5. Total's gone over in 10 of Dallas's last trips to Portland. So good trends to the over there as well. The Blazers have been doing well against the spread lately, and overall at home they've been doing good on the road. They're 2-5 at home against the spread, 8-5 on the road. Looking the Mavericks, they are 6-4 against the spread on the road. Seems like a lot of points, Tyler, but we talked about this Blazers team not being very good. Dallas seems to have found something now that they have the X-Man, Dante Exum, back in the lineup. No, the reality is it's Derek Lively. The presence of Derek Lively is everything that team needed. And I know that I was on this show being upset, right, that when the Mavericks did that tank move last season. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. I ended up being the right thing to do. Maybe something about the way we do athletics needs to change, that they were rewarded for that. But let's be honest, they were. On the other side, Brogdon's game time decisions, DeAndre Ayton, that looks questionable. Jeremy Grant's out. Ish Wainwright's out. So we should see a Brogdon, Simon, Sharp, Kamara, and Duop Reith starting lineup. Why isn't Nurkic in there? Nurkic. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not on the team. DeAndre Ayton.
You split my brain in half for a minute. I'm like, did I just listen to him break down the completely opposite game and then flip teams on me?
No, I'm so stupid. I mean, DeAndre Ayton. I don't know who Duop Reith is. All right, Tyler. I'm not taking the points in this one.
No, I agree. I can't take the points. I can't lay the points with Dallas, so I do think Dallas wins the game. I'm just going to bet like a Luka triple-double and win Luka triple-double. Like, the bigs for Portland look like they're going to be missing. He could easily rack up rebounds. I'm not scared of Portland's defense. Grant's going to be out. Ayton's not going to play. And Malcolm Brogdon's got a Q tag, which he probably doesn't play. This could easily be a spot. I mean, he had a triple-double by halftime last game, spread. He had 29, 10, and 10. Like, this could be another spot where the dude just triple-doubles. They win an easy game. That's probably how I bet it. Triple-double for Luka and win.
New York Knicks plus 7.5 in Boston, taking on the Celtics. Totals 221. Tyler, I think I like the points here, but the trends are going to like Boston. Boston's 5-0 in their last 5 home games, 10-3 in their last 13 home games. Total's gone over in 5 of the last 6 road games for the Knicks. My projections had this game at. Sorry, I got to scroll down. I know why Bookmaker put them out of order because this game was announced later. I had this as a 10-point win for the Celtics by projections, but my brain said to take the points with the Knicks. What do you think?
Initial thought was same thing, take the points with the Knicks, but seeing Porzingis back and knowing after watching that team play without him, they look a little different because of the depth missing now. Him being back in there, I think, is going to just boost them back up to where we thought they were. They're like the best team in the league again. I think they win the game, and they name their score, so I can't pull the trigger on the Knicks plus points.
I can't either. Let's keep it moving.
It's also that spot where it's like, oh, they're frustrated off their losing the in-season tournament. Let's take it out on the Knicks.
Yeah. Sacramento Kings are -2. They're in Phoenix taking on the Suns. The total is 235. KD's going to sit. That's the reason we're favored.
That's all you got to know. That's all you got to say. Click Kings, easy.
You think so?
Booker can only do so much by himself. The Kings are going to run this pace up. I don't trust the other Suns pieces around Booker. They're just going to throw double teams at him, too, and Keegan Murray's off the injury report. I'm on the Kings.
All right, you're on the Kings. Tyler, give them your best bet. I'll be right back.
Yeah, my best bet for the day, I should have if spread didn't leave, I was going to throw a curveball and give them Memphis, but do not like Memphis. I like Minnesota in that game. My best bet for today is going to be we're going to roll with – it's tough because I got a couple I keyed in on. Let's go with OKC -3. I'll roll with OKC -3. And then as for a prop, give me the Luka triple-double. And if you wanted to do the triple-double parlay, you could do that because I believe I hit with Jokic and Luka a couple nights ago. Give that a shot again. So that would be some looks I'd give in that one. Interested to see what Spread's favorite bet's going to be when he comes back because he had a lot of dogs he liked that I did not like. So that will be an interesting pick when he gets back.
All right, I am back. Did you give out the Thunder?
Yeah.
That was the only one we agreed on.
Well, you could take that one, and I'll give out. I'll jump to a different one.
Yeah, I like the Thunder -3 here, and I just wanted to do that because we agreed, and we'll talk a little bit after the NFL show on. He's going to take the Kings and OKC money line, says Don P. What's up, Harry? Harry's in there. He says, "Oh, Sabonis over 7.5 assists."
I don't hate that. Yeah, my best bet if you're going to take that one, I like Kings. I like the Wolves minus that 5.5.
Bro, don't fade Memphis.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it, guys. We're about to just end this broadcast and jump right back on with JC Zargo, and we're going to talk some NFL. I don't know what happened on last night's game, so we'll probably just skip that altogether. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're not going to be on tomorrow, but you can check the projections to find out how that game goes. Then there's no NBA on Sunday. And then finally, and we finally get the most viewers, Tyler. We should just stay on this stream. But no, we're going to log right back off. Guys, please rejoin us there for the NFL. And we'll be back on Monday for, I believe, a 13-game slate.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be a big one. I know that.
Yeah, let's see how these teams look rested. I think this is a lot of fun. All right, we'll be back real soon.